what's up? It is Sunday, September 20th. It's about 10 a.m. right now, and I am filming. As you can see from the title of this video, I have a story time for you guys. I have never done one of these. Sorry, my camera's a little bit shaky because I am holding my tripod. It's not my good tripod. My good tripod, it does not work with my new microphone that I got, so I have to get a new tripod, so I'm using my old one. But anyway, so yes, I have a story time for you guys. Also, sorry I don't have makeup on. I just woke up, so yeah. So yesterday, I went to Houston with my sister, and we went to the zoo, and then we drove to this burger place. And this burger place is supposed to be really good. It's called the Burger Joint. However, it has a really tiny parking lot. Like, there's probably maybe 20 spots or something in their specific parking lot. So if you go to the other side, there's like another it's like right in downtown Houston. So if you go to the other side of the restaurant, there's more parking. There's like another parking lot, and there's a coffee shop over there, and there's like another restaurant. We have been to the coffee shop that's there several times. The last few times that we went to the coffee shop, there's been a sign saying no parking for the Burger Joint. You cannot park here for the Burger Joint. Today, or yesterday, there was not a sign. We looked everywhere just to make sure. There was no sign that said you can't park here for the Burger Joint. So we said, okay, whatever, like, we'll just park here. So we pull into the parking lot. It's a fairly small parking lot as well. It's probably maybe 20-30 spots. And so we walk over to the Burger Joint. It's just like right across. And whatever, we get our food. That was fine. And then we are walking back over to where the car is supposed to be, and I'm looking around, and a little bit of a fact about me, I am one that like constantly loses my car. So like, I'll park somewhere and I'll completely forget where I parked, and then I'll freak out that I lost the car or whatever. So I'm thinking for half a second, I'm thinking this is one of those situations, but it's a teeny tiny parking lot and there's barely any cars in the parking lot. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, the car is literally gone. It's not there. So I'm swearing, freaking out in the parking lot, like swearing, screaming at the top of my lungs, where is my car? Like, freaking out. And Delaney and I are like, oh my gosh, what do we do? So Delaney's thinking the car got stolen. And that thought did cross my mind, but it wasn't my main thought. It was like, okay, it either got stolen or it was towed. So I don't know which one I was more hoping for, honestly, because either way my parents were gonna be mad. So I was like not happy. And so we found the number for the towing company. It was on this one sign. We called them. The guy was really rude, and yeah, that was not a fun experience. So he was like, oh yeah, your car's probably been towed, and so you need to go drive over to this towing place, the lot or whatever, to pick it up. And here's their phone number, I'll text it to you, and then you can call them and see if your car's there. And so I'm like, how do you expect me to get there? And I said that, and he was like, you can Uber. And I was like, I completely forgot Uber was a thing. I've never Ubered before. So I was just like, completely forgot it was a thing. I was thinking I had to call my mom. She had to come pick us up, and she was going to be so angry and whatever. And so we called an Uber, or first I called the company, the place where the car is supposed to be. And I'm like, I think my car got towed. I don't know. Nobody told me. And the lady's like, well, what kind of car is it? And I tell her, and she's like, we don't have that on the lot, but maybe it'll be here soon. It's probably just en route. I'm like, oh great, now it's been stolen. And so my mind is thinking now it's been stolen, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And she's like, well, just give it 15 minutes, call back, and then we'll see if it's on the lot. So we're like, okay. We walk over to the coffee place while we wait. So Delaney and I grab some coffee. Then we then we call an Uber. I don't know if it's called like order an Uber or call an Uber. It's not calling them. I don't know. We ordered an Uber or whatever, how you say it. But we get an Uber, and then we're waiting for the Uber to arrive, whatever, and the guy's super nice when he gets here. But it was funny because Delaney and I had both never been in it, or we've been in an Uber, but we've never like personally ordered one. So we didn't know what to do. We stood outside the guy's car for a second, and we both looked at each other and we're like, do we just get in, or what do we do? And I finally was like, okay, just get in. And then we got in the car and it was fine. But the guy was super nice. We were telling him about our situation, and he said, oh yeah, I actually take people over to the car lot all the time because people's cars are constantly being towed. And then he was like, well, was there a sign? And we were like, no, there literally was not a sign. Like, we looked afterwards. There was not a sign saying you cannot park here, burger joint parking, no burger joint park. Like, there was no sign. There was nothing. However, we did notice when we were in the parking lot waiting for the Uber, we watched the tow truck like pull up for a different car. We watched them pull up, and they it was weird. I've never seen this before. I don't know, maybe you guys have. It literally just pulled up, and it had this thing on the back. The guy didn't get out of the truck at all. He just pulled the truck up to the car and just lifted this thing up underneath the front or back tires or whatever. And then he just started trying to drive off with the car, and it worked. And I was like, what? By that logic, literally you could just hijack anyone's car. That scares me that you could do it that fast. It took 2 seconds for him to do that. And we watched that happen, and then this one guy ran out from one of the restaurants that was right there, and he's like, wait, that's my car. And so the towing guy put it down. But our theory is that the people from, there's a Asian, I don't know what kind of Asian food it is, it's just an Asian food restaurant. There's an Asian food restaurant right next to the coffee shop. I've literally never seen anyone go in the Asian food restaurant. But when we first pulled the car into the parking lot to park, to get to the burger joint, there was a guy taking the trash out from the Asian restaurant or whatever. And I was like, okay, whatever, didn't think anything of it. But then the same guy was taking the trash out when we came back into the parking lot. And we're like, what, why? There's no reason you need to be taking the trash out twice in the middle of the day. You're not that busy. I've never seen anyone go in there. So my theory is that they have people spying to see if you're gonna walk over to the burger place, and then they call the towing company. They come tow your car, and this restaurant gets some kind of compensation from that. So we were super frustrated, whatever. Back to the little story. So we are on the route to the impound lot. That's what it's called, the impound lot. And so we get to the impound lot, and this is my dad's car that got towed. So my sister and I were driving it. So my first thought was, oh my gosh, I'm not registered to this car. My name's not on the registration. It's not my car. It's just my dad's car. We have the same last name, but I don't know, it's not my car. And so I'm freaking out, and I'm like, well, what am I gonna do if they make me show some kind of registration or something? I'm freaking out in my head mentally, and I get out of the car, and we thank the guy and whatever, and we pull up to the window, and the lady was like, oh, that's gonna be this fee and that fee and this and that. It literally ended up being $260. Why? And it was literally there for 15 minutes at max, because we had Like, it just got there barely before we got there. And so I kind of was like mad at the lady. I was like, why do I need to pay? It was like a storage fee that was like probably $20 or $30. It was probably more than that. I think it was like $50 or something. It was a storage fee, and I was like, why do I need to pay a storage fee? It was only here for like 10 or 15 minutes. And she was like, well, the 24-hour period starts from the minute the car drives on the lot. I was like, lady, okay. And so I paid the $260, so angry. And she's like, okay, you can just walk back into the lot. And there's like a gate that you have to walk through. There's no lock on the gate. It's not locked. You could just push it open. That's what I did. I just pushed it open. Walked in there, and she's like, okay, go find your car. And there was not a single person like in where the cars were. I literally could have taken any car. I mean, I wouldn't have done that because I'm not stupid, but I literally, like, somebody could have taken like any car. You could have just like hijacked it or whatever. I don't know how to do that. I'm not smart like that. But literally, like, that seems weird to me. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's how like every impound lot is. That you just like walk in there and find your car. But I was just kind of like under the assumption like someone's gonna drive my... I don't know why I thought that, because I had my keys. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that. Well, that was a stupid thought. Well, I don't know. For some reason I was thinking like somebody's gonna drive my car over, like it's some kind of dealership or something, and then, you know, they're gonna hand me the keys and it's gonna be this nice little thing. Yeah, it was not that. I don't know why I thought that. But anyway, I drove my car out. We finally get home. We explained to my parents like what happened and whatever and why we were gone so long. And my dad was only mad for like half a second, because I think because I took care of everything, because like I paid the fee. We got the Uber to like go over there and whatever, and like I took care of everything. If I had called them like as soon as I found out that the car was being towed, they probably would have been super mad, because they would have had to come rescue us and like pay for everything, and yeah, it would not be as good as it was. So my mom actually felt really bad for me, and she's like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad, like that's horrible, and like, you know, whatever. And she knew I had like a really bad day. But they were very like understanding of it. My parents both were, and so that was good. That was so frustrating though, like literally. So I used to live in Seattle, and like you would park somewhere, and I wouldn't like park somewhere like illegally or whatever, but I never saw anyone getting towed. They had signs all over the place that would say like towing strictly enforced or whatever. Nobody ever got towed. Like, they never actually kept up with it. In Houston, oh my gosh, they literally mean business. They're like, no, it's strictly enforced, and they're like, boom, tow truck, goodbye. You don't get another chance. You just like, nope. So that's frustrating. So I guess lesson learned. I don't really know. I didn't do anything, and it didn't say I couldn't park there, so I'm kind of frustrated about that, but yeah, well, anyway. Thanks guys for listening to my story time. I am glad I did a story time for the first time ever. But yeah, I hope you guys liked it. If you did, make sure to click that like button down below. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks guys for watching. Love you.